Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm so glad you've stopped by because today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get a full face of makeup from ShopMissA. As I drop everything on the floor. I tried to make it all pretty and presentable so I could show you what all of it looked like together. But this is everything that I got from ShopMissA. If you don't know, ShopMissA has a ton of really low cost cosmetic options among some other things. Everything is either $1 or $1.88. So if you're interested to see how I got this full face of ShopMissA makeup for under $40 and you want to know what all the products are, how they perform, and what my initial first impressions are, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. Now, I actually had a subscriber who wanted to see the full face of products that I could come up with from ShopMissA. So technically, this video is sponsored by her. Technically. Thank you so much for being willing to support my content and also help me see what ShopMissA had. Now, the only real problem that I had on their website is it seems like every complexion product is sold out pretty much all the time. At least all of their like token complexion products, all the ones that they hype up that aren't more so an off-brand kind of thing. I did manage after about 4 weeks of checking every week to get some buildable satin foundation. So we do have some complexion products. I was just very worried that that was never gonna happen because I couldn't find any in my shade. This is not the first time I've seen a video like this. I have seen Sophia Nygaard make a video of a full face of ShopMissA makeup. I think I've seen maybe Kelly Stratt. Not 100% sure. I've seen a couple people make this video, so I'm excited to make my own version. I just don't think they had to make it work quite as much as I had to make it work. But I do have shades that at least closely resemble what my shade is. So let's begin. First things first, one of the first products that I got is this Paw Paw Wonder Blender. I think it's Paw Paw like a kitty cat because there is a kitty cat on it. But I think like Grandpa. Paw Paw, you know? But this sponge was $1.55, which, oh, that's amazing. I wish every sponge that I bought was $1.55. I'm really hoping that the quality of these products is gonna far surpass the price of the products, but that's the real question, isn't it? Gotta admit, sponge is super soft. Firmer than a beauty blender, but not as firm as a Morphe sponge. Kind of an in-between. Sponge is now very soaked, and it got really big. It's really like a beauty blender. I mean, it feels like a beauty blender. Again, not as soft, but it feels like one. The next product we've got is the AOA Studio Clean Slate Primer. They actually had a lot of the brand AOA Studio. Never heard of them before. It's kind of like it almost worked in tiers. It had AOA Studio, then it had miscellaneous brands, then it had LA Colors as like its lower tier. Nothing wrong with the LA Colors products. Just if you remember from my last review, whenever I did full face of dollar store makeup, you will see my experience that I had with the LA Colors foundation. Sorry, liquid makeup. It was not very good. I did not like it. I never will like it. I'll never try it again. But anyway, this primer says Clean Slate is lightweight and melts right into your skin, leaving it silky smooth while extending makeup aware. Well, that's nice. Maybe. And I don't remember exactly how much this was, but I do remember that everything was under $2 except for this giant palette that I have in front of me, which you will see very soon-ish. Okay, Clean Slate Primer. It's in a squeezy tube. It's a lot more liquidy than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be kind of like a Benefit Professional type of product. Ooh, it smells really good. It smells fresh, like clean laundry or something, I don't know. You know, I just thought about this and I probably should have earlier, but I don't know how this eyeshadow palette is gonna perform. So let's go ahead and actually start with eyes. My face will remain primed, so it's not a problem. Now this is the Immersed palette. This is the only thing from ShopMissA that was over $1/$2. It was $10 even, but look at how many shades this palette comes with. Oh my gosh. And they actually had a pretty good variety of palettes to choose from. They had some neutral palettes, they had some more colorful palettes. This is kind of a middle ground palette, some color, some neutrals. It does look like the colors are maybe not quite as bright as they looked online, so be aware of that. Oh no, I forgot to get an eyeshadow base. I know this is probably giving this palette way more of an advantage than it really needs, but I'm going to use my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 01. I know, it's not from ShopMissA, but what are you going to do, you know? And since this eyeshadow primer isn't from ShopMissA, I'm going to go ahead and speed through this off camera and I will be right back. Eyes are now primed, now let's go in with some shadow. I'm going to start by going in with this shade right here, kind of that warm corally orangey mauve shade. She's gonna start going right in my crease. This shade is so powdery. Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna take this more orangey tone here. It's kind of a mid-tone between the real orange and the mauve pinky whatever it is. I'm gonna use that as essentially my transition between this tone and the yellowy orange. Maybe, if it works out like that. If it doesn't, we'll find out where we're gonna go when we get there. And now I'm gonna use the lightest yellow shade right there. Orange or yellow, I don't know. Mustard? Let's call it a mustard. Based on pigmentation, I feel like I'm using a top tier palette. I would say the only downside with this palette so far is just how messy it is with how much kickback in the pan there is. There is shadow everywhere. Although, I'm really not getting any fallout on my face. It's just all in the eyeshadow palette. I am gonna try to deepen it up a little bit by using the shade right here on the far end. It seems like the deepest mauve-y orangey tone. So we're gonna see if I can use that to deepen up the crease on the outer edge. Oh good, that is working. Yay! This palette's kind of doing that thing that those more affordable palettes do, where once you start blending them out, they kind of just melt in to be the same tone. So even though they look different in the palette, once they kind of get beside each other and start blending into each other, they turn a little muddy. So now I want to play with a little bit of shimmer, and I'm going to use this sort of pinky toned shimmer here. I think it's a shimmer anyway. It looks like it's going to be kind of shiny. Not really sure yet. Okay, maybe I was a little excessive with how much I grabbed, but you know, whatever. That's fine. It'll be okay. It is a very pretty shimmery pink. Now I'm gonna take some of this champagne-y, silvery brown, is I guess what I would call it. I'm gonna put that shade all over my lid. No spray, no tacky base, no nothing. We're just gonna see if she will go on. So far, so no, she does not. Perhaps my brush is too fluffy. Let's try a flat brush. Yes, flat brush is definitely, wow. Ooh, wow, flat brush is a lot better. That looks so good on the monitor, oh my gosh. I cannot believe how beautiful that shade is. $10. $10. I mean, ColourPop can do it, so I guess anybody can do it technically. Now I want to give the inner portion of my lid a little more of a yellow tint to kind of go with this orangey inner corner of the crease. So I'm going to use this shade here, and I'm just going to put it right over the top of this shade. Ooh, that is a really chunky shimmer. I wish I would have gone in a lot more carefully with that. Man, that shade added so much texture. I do really love that slight yellow glow there in the inner corner though, because it connects that inner crease area with the lid so well. And last, for the shadow on the crease, I'm gonna go back in with the same deepest tone that I went in with earlier, that like deep, I don't know, maroony orange, whatever it is. And I'm just gonna apply that right on the outer edge of this shimmer and pull it down onto my lash line so it will fade into the crease. Oh, that's so pretty. Now that the main portion of my eyes is done, it's time to go in with the AOA Buildable Satin Foundation. Now they didn't have my shade particularly, but they did have the shade above my shade and the shade below my shade. I'm hoping that I can just mix these two together and make my shade. So this says the A+ Satin Foundation is lightweight liquid formula that delivers blendable coverage and a long-lasting natural finish. So just buildable coverage. Doesn't tell me if it's full, it just says buildable. Okay, we are nice and shaken. 5 drops of the really dark one. It's like my summer shade. Now 5 of the lighter shade, which is me like in the dead of winter. This still might be a little dark. Is that perfect? Oh yeah, that's actually a really good match. You know, that was actually 15 drops of foundation, technically, because I did 10 of each color to begin with, then 5 more of the lighter shade. That seems like quite a bit drop-wise. Wow. When they said satin, they meant satin. That is beautiful. That literally looks just like my skin. Okay. Now we are getting somewhere with the coverage. We're getting more toward a medium, and it is such a beautiful medium. It's like, I don't know, it's so skin-like and not super matte, not super dewy. It's just beautiful. I am gonna see if this will get to full coverage. This is a lot of foundation. Most likely more foundation than any one person is ever gonna use at one time, but they're not me. Now's the moment of truth where we will truly discover if the AOA Liquid Satin Foundation can in fact be full coverage without being cakey. I feel like that's a very important feature to emphasize. I cannot believe how this foundation went from what it looked like the first 5 drops to what it looks like now. It doesn't look like the same foundation, but it does because it's still that beautiful natural satin finish. I like this stuff. Now it's time to go in with something I'm kind of afraid of. This is the AOA Studio Natural Finish Liquid Concealer. The shade. It was the only shade I could get, but it's like banana. It says it's porcelain, I think? Yeah, porcelain is the shade that it says it is. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to mix this foundation with it to make it not this. But it's okay, because I know in my heart we can make it work. Somehow, some way. Now before going with the concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and get my setting powder ready. This is the AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder. It is in the shade Soft Light. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, have it prepared and some tapped out in the cap, ready to set my under eyes before they have a chance to crease. Oh good, it does have a sifter. That's nice. Let's pour some into the cap, have it ready. I'm gonna get quite a bit in there. Okay, I got just a little bit out into the cap now. I think that'll be just enough probably to set my under eyes, which is fine. I didn't get a pressed powder. Okay, maybe I'll have to set my whole face with that. That's okay, we're still gonna go on. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what the concealer looks like. Oh, yay! Oh, good. It's not yellow. I was so afraid. It does seem very thick. Almost like a cream rather than a liquid, but it says it's a liquid concealer. Maybe they just mean it's not like a pot concealer. I want to see if I can build up just a slight bit more coverage right in that inner corner under eye area where my darkness is the worst. I'm going to take just a little bit on my ring finger and just apply it directly on the under eye first, then I'll blend it out. Just want to see if it'll build up. Yeah, that's good. That is really good. All right, now I'm going to lock it all in with the setting powder. Let's see if the bronzer is going to ruin everything. For the bronzer, I got the Giove USA Sun Glow Shimmer Bronzer. This was the only bronzer, okay? I would not ever have picked a shimmer bronzer if I had a choice. But I'm hoping that since it has like gold glitter flakes in it, that maybe they'll look skin-like maybe they'll melt in. I don't know. I'm just hoping for the best. Is this actually really pretty? Oh, that looks like a highlighter so far. Oh my gosh, it is so sheeny. I hate it because I love it. It is giving a really beautiful bronzy glow around the edges. You can see it on the camera, or I can see it on the monitor anyway. It's giving like this nice, just brown, sun-kissed bronze, but that reflect. I'm not that kind of person because not only is it reflecting the beautiful highlight, it's also reflecting this pimple, this pimple, this pimple, this pore, this pore, this pore, this pore, so on and so forth, etc., etc. I need to move on or I'm gonna spend all day powdering my bronzer to make it not shiny. The next thing I'm gonna use is blush, and this is the, a Muse Blush Duo, a Midas Cosmetics. It came in with the little plastic cover thing over the blush broken, and it's not actually covering the blush, so there's no telling what else is inside here. But that's okay, because we love a mystery. I thought this was pretty neat though, because it's a double-sided blush, so whenever you pop the little top off, and you take the broken plastic piece out, you are left with 2 blushes, which I thought was super cute. I think for today's look, I kind of want a mix of both of these because I want something right in the middle. I don't want the light pink and I don't want the dark pink. So I'm going to take my blush brush and just go in once this way and then go in once this way. That way I've got both shades on both sides. Let's see what she looks like. Oh my gosh, this is scented like Coty Airspun. It is a little bit less intense than Airspun, so that's kind of nice. It's nice to have a slight fragrance but not be too overbearing. I just know some people don't like fragrance at all, so want to make sure I let you know. I'm going to try to build it up a little bit more though, see how pigmented it can become. I'm actually quite fond of this blush. I like it quite a bit. Now, before we go in with any highlighter, it's time to set my face with setting spray. And for that, we're gonna use the A+ setting spray, Charity Edition. Oh, I forgot to mention, they also use the markup that they have on these products. See how this one says $1.88 up there and it says Charity Edition? That's because this is actually $1, but the extra 88 cents is donated to different types of charities. So like pet charities, education charities, they just choose different types of charities, which I think is really cool. So instead of just profiting that extra money, they're just donating the extra money. Plus, it's all cruelty free. So I think this is a really cool idea and cool brand in general. I like what they do and what they're about. But this is the A+ setting spray. It's a high definition, non-drying matte finish. That scares me. Matte finishes always scare me. There are just so many mattifying products that make my normal to dry skin very dry and very cakey looking. But I'm gonna spray this one all over my face and we're gonna hope for the best. That smells like my cousin's house in Texas. Don't know what that means or don't know what it is, but that's what it smells like. Okay, let's see if I look matte. No, I do not look matte. I look satin though. It looks so good. Oh, I love this. Now let's go in with highlighter, or as AOA Studio says, powlighter. I got 2 shades for some reason. I don't know why I ordered 2. I've got Moonbeam and Galactic. These are both loose highlighters, so they're gonna be very blinding. It looks like Moonbeam is more of a pearlescent white, and Galactic is more of a champagne-y rose gold. So for today's look, champagne-y rose gold it is. This one is also sealed with no tab. Please don't blow up. Just looking at this highlighter in the lid, I can tell you I know already why they call it a powlighter, because it's gonna be like pow in your face. Oh good. It's really, really pretty, and it just starts out as this nice sheen. Yes, it's powerful. It is powerful, but it didn't go as crazy as I thought it was going to. That's actually nice. I'm gonna take my wet sponge and gently go over this highlighter just to kind of press it into the skin, help it melt in a little bit more, where it doesn't look like it's just sitting on top of the skin. Really squishing into my pores, you know? Next we've got brows, and for brows it's gonna be the Malibu Glitz Dramatic Brows Eyebrow Gel. Waterproof, long lasting. And it comes with a cute little brush. The brush though is not sharp, it's very wide. So it's definitely gonna be more of a filling brush rather than a hair stroke brush. Now it's time to take some eyebrow gel. Just gonna squeeze some out of the back of my hand. This is much more liquidy than I really thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be more like a squeezy tube pomade, kind of. It's definitely a gel though, that's for sure. Ooh, this would go great just with a spoolie brushed through the brows. I am gonna take a spoolie first. Oh, I love it when I get a product like this that works like this, because you can put it on the spoolie and literally use the bristles at the end of the spoolie just like a brush. Now we need to go in with liner and lashes, but before we do that, we need to finish off the lower lash line because this is not gonna cut it for me. So let's go back into the immersed palette. Let's become immersed in the immersed palette. And for the lower lash line, I kind of want to bring more of this orangey yellow tone to the lower lash line, so it kind of just draws that shade out more. So what I'm gonna do is kind of work backwards from the way that I worked on my crease. I'm gonna start with the deepest red tone that I used in my crease, and I'm gonna smoke that out all the way across the lower lash line. But I'm gonna keep it really tight, almost like a tight line on my lower lash, but blown out just a little bit more. And now I'm gonna smoke all of this out with the bright orangey yellowy shade right in the inner corner. And that's it for the eyeshadow. So we are no longer immersed in the immersed palette. Now let's move on to eyeliner. I'm gonna first go in with a gel eyeliner in my waterline, and we're gonna use the AOA Studio gel eyeliner. This is in the shade dark brown. I didn't realize I got dark brown. So I guess the other me ordered dark brown. Maybe brown will work with this look. I mean, it is orange and red. There's brown in both of those colors. It's not a very pigmented brown, but it's a brown. It just takes a lot to build it up without very much payoff. Yeah, no, that's not really working. Then we have another liner. This one is a liquid liner though. I think it's a felt tip if I remember correctly. Also in the shade brown. I guess I had a plan by ordering black, brown, and brown for the liners. Maybe I just wanted softer liner, I don't know. So this is the AOA Studio Artista eyeliner pen in the shade brown. I think black was sold out. I think that's probably what happened. So we're gonna make a cute little wing over here. Oh, this is a brush tip. Okay, brush for $1. Wow, here we go. This is hands down one of the best liners that I own, period. I cannot believe how smoothly and pigmented this went on. And it is solid. It almost looks like it's black. I mean, you can see, obviously, what it looks like. That is it for liner. Next, time to go in with lashes. And for lashes, we have the Starry Mascara. Love the component, gotta say. It has these beautiful little gems on it with all this cheetah print. It's in the shade black. Okay, got a pretty standard mascara wand. Cool. And then for lashes, we've got these 3D faux mink lashes in the style Nora. They actually look really pretty. And we also have the A+ Super Strip Lash Adhesive, and it is a brush-on lash adhesive. It is alas the time for lips. And for lips, we have first the AOA Studio Wonder Lip Liner. They call a lot of things wonder. Maybe because you're like, I wonder if that's gonna be any good. Well, so far, you don't have to wonder for most of the stuff that I've got. This lip liner is in the shade Nude. Whose nude is this? This is not my nude. This is my caramel, maybe? Pretty soft and creamy, to be honest. Lip liner is done, and I actually really like this lip liner. Next is the Zuri for the Woman of Color lipstick in the shade Latte. I am not the woman of color, but I'm hoping this lipstick's still gonna look beautiful on me too. We shall see. Oh good! This lipstick is perfect with this look. I'm so excited. It actually works well with the whole vibe. Now the very last thing we have from the full face of ShopMissA makeup is this Fruity Pop flavored gloss. And the flavor is watermelon. It's just a clear gloss, it looks like anyway. And it has the flavor of watermelon, like I said. It looks like it's gonna be one of those really thick, make your lips look super juicy type glosses. So here's for hoping. Oh, it smells just like that artificial, wonderful watermelon smell. I might start wearing this gloss under my mask at work every day because this tastes and smells just fantastic. Okay, just fantastic. I want Jolly Ranchers now. I need Jolly Ranchers in my life. Oh my gosh, guys, this is the final look. This is every single product coming together to make a full face of ShopMissA makeup. So what do you guys think? I love this. I think that it is a nice, neutral, everyday wearable look. Just kidding. I think it's kind of powerful, honestly. I really liked almost everything I got. I think some of the shining stars within this order were definitely the A+ foundation. This stuff is beautiful, especially for the price. I have a couple of prestige foundations that look just as good as this foundation, and this is so much more affordable. So much more affordable. Satin finish, it's beautiful. Another shining star is the Powliner. Get it? Shining star, because it's so shiny. This highlighter is so pretty, and for the price, for it to look like this, just blows my mind, and it's astonishing. The gloss, for sure, the gloss. I know it's just a clear gloss, and you can probably find a million clear glosses for $1, but this just smells and tastes too good. It's watermelon. What do you mean to say? I would pay much more for something that's watermelon scented. And the last really standout product, this is probably my most favorite product out of everything that's here, is the AOA Studio Artista liquid eyeliner. This literally blew my mind. I think the formula combined with the fact that it was a brush tip just really surprised me. Look at how pigmented it is. It is a solid matte formula. It goes on super smooth and creamy. It lays down nicely. It doesn't feather at all. And it just looks good. Now for the not so shining stars. These are like the dull planets instead. The gel eyeliner, I don't like it at all. I feel like this is an eyeliner that you're literally gonna have to light on fire with a lighter and then swatch it on the back of your hand, then go in on your eye. My mom used to do that all the time when I was growing up because that's how you could get one to be really pigmented, because you're melting it onto your waterline. Anyway, I'm not gonna do that, but I just don't think that it's very good. It doesn't even show up in my waterline currently. There's a little bit of a tint left behind, but it's just not enough for me. Even for $1, it's not enough for me. The mascara is another one that's just really not that great in my opinion. I think the packaging is cute, even though it feels like it was $1. But I feel like this is one of those mascaras that I'm gonna be using literally just to put lashes on, because I hate to use my good mascara whenever I'm just gonna be putting lashes on my lashes, because my lashes are just gonna be mushed in to whatever lashes I apply. So with this, I can just use it as like something to get my lashes sticky and primed, ready for eyelashes instead. The eyeshadow palette, the immersed eyeshadow palette, yes, in the beginning, these shades are super pigmented. And don't get me wrong, they are still very pigmented. And for 10 bucks, it is really decent, but I think it's ColourPop who has ruined me now. I know that you can get really, really good quality at a really affordable price. And I feel like the colors that I put on my eyes don't hold their vibrancy for very long. They just wear down really fast. In the time of filming this video, I went down to eat dinner, and whenever I came back up, the colors that were in my crease were literally less vibrant by the time I came back upstairs to finish filming. So it just goes to show kind of the differences in eyeshadow formulas and what you get whenever you do pay more. But for $10, this is a pretty decent palette. You can use it. It's gonna give you the color that you want. It just might not be super, super bright. So with everything that I've said, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think the best products were or the worst products? Let me know down in the comments below. You guys know that I always love to have a conversation with you. I always will love to have a conversation with you because you guys are my peeps and I love you. If you did enjoy this video, it'd be really, really awesome if you wanted to give me a thumbs up, because it does let me know that you like my content and this video, but it also lets others know that you like my content and this video. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, please at least gain this, and that is to always remember and never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.